Well, it's a dandy start of a day. What is today? The 5th? 4th? I never check the date before I used to have a calendar on my training truck, like right there, so I can see what day it is. Because I don't track that stuff. I don't care what day it is. It's work day. But anyway, it is 7:10 in the morning. It's about 33 degrees outside. Last time I checked, I don't want to start my car to be able to start the truck in order to have to read information. But anyway, I'm at mile marker 174 on what is called Interstate 49 South or US 71 South. Some of you may be asking, why are you driving with a reflective vest on? Well, technically I'm not driving right now. I got a great experience busting out my triangles and putting them on the road. And I've also gained some experience on putting in my first breakdown macro. I was driving down the road, just driving, and all of a sudden there was this, I would explain it more as a crash sound. I thought because the weather's warming up, it sounded as if a big chunk of ice had fallen off and I drove over it, like a crash. And I thought, wow, that must have been hanging there for a while. And it's just becoming dark. You can see it's just starting to get light out. And I've been pulled over here for how long now? Let's see. So for about 15 minutes. And but anyway, so it's lighter now. But it was darker before. And I was like, what in the heck? I saw this, it looked like smoke. And I'm like thinking, wow, this piece of ice dropped off. I ran over it and it caused damage somewhere. And I'm looking at my dash for lights and I'm like, everything looks normal. And then I notice out of the corner of my eye my WABCO system, and which is a system that they use to monitor tire pressure, which is, I love it because I press a button and I know what all my tire pressures are, and the trailers automatically fill themselves, so I like it. But anyway, there was one of the tires was flashing. I'm like, oh man, I might have damaged a tire. Well, long story short, I actually blew out a tire. That was the crash sound. It wasn't a piece of, well, as far as I know, I may have hit something without even knowing what it was. There was nothing that appeared in the road. I don't know if something dropped off my truck, like a piece of, I don't know. It was just the tire's trashed. In fact, so I got my. Got to keep this headset with me. Maybe I can, the sucky part is I'm on a curve right before it goes underneath a bridge, and it's a 2-lane highway. I got my triangles out, so most people are pulling over, which is great because I set them up. One thing I noticed when other trucks pull over and put out their triangles, they put all 3 of them like within 10 feet of the back of the truck. Serves no purpose. By the time I get there, it's like I'm on top of the truck. I have no time to pull over. But I ran mine way back there according to the book. You're talking about a couple hundred feet, so that's what I wanted to do. But this tire is one of the super singles. I'm sorry, the low profile tire. And okay, we got a break here. Let's take a look. There it is. That's what it's supposed to look like, and this is what it looks like. So anyway, I was that reminds me I need to put my triangle box away. Anyway, I put in a breakdown code. I think it's a macro. Well, I don't want. Anyway, I put in a specific macro for it, and it FleetNet's already called me. This is the most dangerous part right here of my whole job, probably. Doing this on the side of the highway. But I got my triangles out, and most people are scooting over, especially trucks, so I appreciate that. I probably didn't have to put on the vest, but you know what? I like being safe and not getting killed, so when I die, I don't want it to be because I was putting up a road triangle. Anyway, so I'm spending time on the side of the highway. We'll see how long this takes. I'm assuming it could take hours, but I don't care. You know, it's part of the life, and I know there's breakdown pay after a certain point. I have no idea. I've never experienced it before. I've gotten detention, like the other day when I spent 5 hours. Well, it was like four and a half. So for 2.5 hours, I got it was like over $67 to just sit there. So it was like I don't know, $20-something an hour just to sit. So hey, that's cool. So I can maybe this will give me an opportunity to see what breakdown pay is and report back on that. I am 121 miles from my drop-off, and I spoke with my fleet manager already, and they're gonna adjust my time for when I'm gonna drop off. And the place I'm delivering is open, you know, 24 hours. So I mean, the drop-off time for my appointment said 0001 to 23:59. So I mean, they're open continually. I can only assume they're shut down on weekends. I don't know. But I've been there before, and I was all excited. I was like, well, I'm going to cruise on in there in a couple hours, drop off my load in like 20 minutes or so, because they're pretty quick. Because there's a guy out there well, at least I would assume he's out in a forklift still. But anyway, I'm keeping an eye on I could see one of my triangles, so if it falls down, I'll be able to go put it up. It's the one closest to the road because I angle it behind my truck, so it kind of directs people to pull over. I've seen some where truck drivers do the opposite. In the way they set it up, they put it up the farthest one away next to the road, and it gets closer to the truck or the inside of the truck. I don't know if I explained that right, but basically, as you get close enough, pretty soon all the triangles all line up and you can't see them all because of the way they line them up. But mine, they progressively nudge people, you know, over to the other lane. That's what I'm trying to get them to do. So we'll see if I feel bad for the guy I may have to stand out there and direct traffic while this guy tries to change this tire, because there's a grassy, well, I guess it's not a soft area right now. It's probably frozen solid. But I have enough width on the shoulder for my truck to be off of the road. In fact, I'm a little bit into the grass, but it's not too bad. I'm not too worried about being stuck or sinking because the ground's frozen. But it gives him about 12 to 14 inches before the white line. You can kind of see the white line there. You see how much room this guy's going to have to work with. So I'm assuming, I don't know what, I can't assume anything. This is just an interesting experience, and we'll see what happens. But I wouldn't put it past me having to stand out there and slow traffic down or try to push them over in some form or fashion, which I wouldn't mind. I mean, I've done some interesting things in my career. So, well, that's all for today, the 4th of January, and it's morning. We'll see what other excitement this day brings. So we'll see.